Hi everyone, I'm Angel, a PhD student from Wharton School. I'm very excited to share our work on improving access to essential medicine with decision-aware learning. So our work is to develop a novel solution to the medicine allocation problem in Sierra Leone, which is one of the poorest countries in the world with high child and maternal mortality and vulnerable healthcare system. So under this resource-constrained setting, how can we ensure each medicine and medical supplies reach to the right population is the real problem we are solving here. So let me first introduce their allocation system. The Sierra Leone government usually do quarterly allocation, and they follow a centralized push system. So the allocation will go from central government to district, then to local health facility. For each quarter, they allocate around 70 to 100 free healthcare products. And the supply for each quarter is mainly come from international donation. Most importantly, the demand here is very unstable, which is a relatively common issue in developing countries because of the variability in healthcare resource access and the lack of awareness or education. As you probably can imagine, there's also very limited reliable data that we can use. So before we came in, the government used a very complex Excel tool to do the allocation, but it's prone to error and inefficient, resulting in 42% of unfulfilled demand. So the government really needs a better solution for this one supplier, multi-location problem. However, the big challenges we have is small data and instability of demand, which makes our prediction task very difficult. The traditional approach doesn't work well, but we do find machine learning is able to do better by capturing the complex demand pattern and the correlation between the facilities and products. But because we use machine learning, it creates another challenge on how can we better align our machine learning prediction and the allocation optimization. So we use decision-aware learning, which is a technique that can better combine the two. And then we develop a novel framework that is applicable for the real-world deployment and the sustainable use. So at high level, our approach is based on this predict and optimize framework. However, the problem with this approach is that when we train the prediction model, we didn't consider the downstream optimization problem, which is the primary interest of our task. So the literature has also pointed out this is inefficient. If your prediction model is misspecified, it will propagate the error to your downstream decision model. So the ideal way is a decision-aware approach, which means you build a prediction model that's aware of the downstream decision optimization problem. So our work developed an end-to-end decision-aware system, which first extracts and processes data of the supply and facility consumption record from the government database. Then it trains the decision-aware and prediction model that can inform the stochastic optimization to make allocation decision. So we derive a simple reweighting techniques that's scalable in practice. Finally, the system will provide a picking list for frontline worker to collect supplies from warehouse, and all the resulting data is recorded for prediction in the next quarter. So, and back in the 2023 quarter two, we deploy our approach at 5 districts in yellow here that were picked by the government. And we only focus on 36 products that serve pregnant women and children under 5, and those are free healthcare products. And in quarter three, we expand our allocation to all 16 districts so that the entire country is using our system. And to evaluate the impact, we use an econometric method called a synthetic difference in difference approach to look whether there's an increase of consumption after our deployment. This is a mathematically equivalent to minimizing unmet demand. So here's our results for quarter two deployment. X-axis is the quarter, Y is the consumption. Treatment is green, orange is control, and we can see on average the consumption increase around 90%. We also did a lot of robustness analysis using different approaches, and all show a consistent significant impact. So to make this deployment successful, we actually spend a lot of effort to work with different stakeholders. And to ensure sustainable use, we built a web app for people to use without technical skill requirement as well. So here is the conclusion of our work. Thank you very much.